Hi, my name is Naisha Brown, and I'm the owner of Natural Mystic Skincare, which is a line of handmade natural skincare products based here in Austin, Texas. To me, something that makes a person a badass is their ability to stand up to life's challenges over and over again, even when it's scary, even when you feel overexposed and vulnerable in the process. I think that oftentimes we mix up being a badass with being uncompromising and ultra independent, but I think that being a badass is all of those things in addition to not being afraid of being vulnerable publicly, not being afraid to make mistakes publicly, and not being afraid to be transparent about the process of learning. And I think that I've embodied all of those things, especially um, being new to business, being a new entrepreneur, and starting a business essentially from scratch on my own. I've had to make mistakes publicly over and over again. I've had to hold myself accountable in ways that I've never had to before, and I've had to reach out when I need help. And I think that all of those things combined with the sense of independence that was instilled in me from being raised by a single mother and older sisters, valuing autonomy and knowing how and when to speak up for myself is essentially what makes me a badass. One of the reasons why I think Texas should support me in my business is because Black women entrepreneurs don't get the same level of support and publicity as other established business owners do. And I believe that by supporting me and my business, it will give me the resources to support other women of color who are also on the journey of entrepreneurship or business ownership, who need support but aren't sure where to find it. And I believe that I could help other women, find their footing in the world of entrepreneurship. A second reason why Texas should support me in my business is because I'm going to do my best to reach out to people and pull them up along with me along the way. I believe strongly that working horizontally with other people who are also on the same level as you is the key to success and the key to building a sustainable future for women or for people who are in your community. And so by supporting me, I'm going to have the resources to be able to do that groundwork and lay that foundation for other women in my community. And then finally, Texas should support me because I believe that seeing is believing. And so for other women to know what's possible for them, they need to be able to see an example of another young woman doing things to align with her vision, align with her goals and dreams and aspirations, and actually getting support to do so. Too often, young women of color especially, are not encouraged to dream creatively or to follow their creative pursuits, all in the name of security and sustainability. But I want to be able to show women of my generation and younger women that it is possible to pursue your creative passions and be supported and encouraged along the way. My business helps a broad range of people embrace their natural skin and their natural beauty. I believe that skincare is not something that is exclusive to women or people who identify as women, but rather anyone who values, taking care of themselves and wants to feel beautiful in their own skin. So this grant will help me achieve a number of things over the summer. One of the primary things that this grant will help with is developing a new product for my line of skincare products. I currently have 5 products that are moisturizers and I have 1 mask, but my customers have been asking me over and over again when I'm going to create a cleanser for the line, and that is is something that I've been wanting to do for a while now, but haven't been able to due to financial constraints. So having some extra funds from the grant will help me start developing that so that I can have more income from my brand and more products to offer to my customers. Another thing that this grant will help me with is create a visual campaign for my brand. I haven't been able to work with models or collaborate with local talent in Austin because I want to be able to pay people for their time, and that is not something that I have been able to do due again to financial constraints. So having extra funds will enable me to finally pay people for their time so that I can create new content for my brand. And then finally, another thing that this grant will help me with is purchasing a label maker for my products. Right now, the expense associated with creating labels for my products is really high, and I want to minimize that by purchasing my own label maker or my own label printer so that I can do that from home instead of having to outsource that expense. The grant will also help me pay vendor fees for local markets in Austin. I love selling my products in person and getting to meet people one-on-one and letting them try out my products in person, but sometimes it's really hard for me to attend the local markets because the vendor fees are so high. Some of the vendor fees can go all the way up to $150, and for a small business like mine, that can be a really big expense that's just not feasible with the budget that I work with. I believe that Curly Executives Coaching would help me because I have been seeking a mentor for a very long time. Well, not that long, but since I've been in Austin, which has been 2 years, and I found very little luck. I think that the coaching will help me set goals for myself and be intentional about my business practices and help me get my finances together because that's something that has been a little challenging for me, especially in the past year. So I look forward to speaking with someone on a consistent basis and checking in on the goals that I set for myself. And I think that Boss Babes programming will help me network more. Since I was in grad school for the past 2 years, I haven't really had a lot of time to branch out and expand my reach by networking. But I really believe that in this next year of business that I will be able to do more or attend more of the programming events that Boss Babes puts on, and I look forward to connecting with all of the wonderful people that Boss Babes brings into some of the different programming like panels and workshops. I think that I will also learn so much just from listening in on some of these panels and workshops that are hosted and led by local badasses in Austin.